Well, there have been 2 or 3 times in my career when I would say I've been really very engaged, in that I've kind of really wanted to go to work and have happily worked longer hours than perhaps I needed to because I really enjoyed it. And reflecting back, although they're in different types of organisation, I think that the key thing they had in common was that I was working in a team of people who I really liked working with, and you were kind of supporting each other and working for each other and for the team, and you kind of really believed in what you were doing. And it's very difficult to keep that up for any length of time because people leave and the culture changes and things happen that disturb that situation. But while it lasts, it's fantastic.
If I reflect on the times I've been most engaged, it's probably when I've been busy, when I've been challenged but not too challenged, working with other people and doing some work that actually is very interesting.
If I think about the times I've been most engaged at work, there are definitely some common themes. So I've had a clear sense of purpose, so either very clear performance objectives or very clear expectations from leadership about what they wanted. So for the work I was doing, I had a sense it was making an impact and making a difference. I'd like to have quite a wide variety of tasks, so not just the roles where I've been really engaged. I've had a wide range of different things to work on and the possibility of different projects in the future. I've had a lot of autonomy and trust in how I carry out that work, not kind of being monitored about what specific times I'm sitting at a desk or being micromanaged.
When am I most engaged? I think when I'm most engaged is when I have a deal of autonomy around what I do, when I really believe in what I do, and when I'm working with somebody who has a great deal of trust and belief in me and in what I'm doing and allows me just to go away and get on with things. I'm very good at delivering, very good at meeting my objectives, and I work really well, and I'm always engaged when I'm in that kind of situation.
Yeah, the most engaged I've ever been is without a doubt now. I absolutely love the life of an academic. It's a bit of a slog to get here doing the PhD, but the lifestyle is amazing. We've got a nice mixture of job roles, so there's an element of lecturing, which is that interaction with the students, supervising them through their research projects, which is really interesting because you get to hear about other companies and other types of research, other theories perhaps that you're not as well knowledgeable on. There's research yourself, and it's the freedom, the freedom to work when you want, where you want. The management trust us that we'll meet our objectives and we'll deliver on time, so they don't mind whether we do that at home or in a cafe somewhere or at our desks in the office. So it really is a case of sort of seeing some of the HR theory about what makes a good employer and what engages employees in practice in my daily life, which is fantastic.
I think the times I've been least engaged when I've kind of been under threat of redundancy, or where you might lose your job or a temporary contract's coming to an end and you don't know what's going to follow it. I think it's very difficult in those situations to keep concentrated, to think about the job, doing it really well, because you're always worried all the time about what's happening in a few weeks' time. So I'd say that's when I was least engaged.
If I reflect on the times when I've been disengaged, it tends to be when I feel as though I don't have much of a say, where I feel as though my contribution isn't particularly recognised, and also when I'm not busy and when I'm doing work that's not particularly interesting or exciting.
When I'm most disengaged is probably the opposite of those things, when there is a great deal of control, when my voice, my ideas are not listened to, and when I'm not allowed to self-determine my own work pattern and the way in which I do things.
Okay, the most disengaged I've been, I think, was when I was in the same role as a HR officer for 2 years. Loved it at the start, but it was the same tasks just over and over again at certain times of the year. So at Christmas, it was a retail organisation, so we need to recruit lots of temporary staff and train them and induct them, and it was a good job, but I think there was no logical progression route. There's only above me there was only the manager, and I didn't want to be a manager. So I think that was just coasting in the role rather than really feeling challenged.